Welcome to Death and Aliens, an in-depth look at horror and sci-fi TV from two friends who vaguely know what they're doing. I'm Courtney.
And I'm MK.
And how are you?
I have never been so tired in my entire life.
Hmm, Heard.
Um, yeah, that's about it. No,
The end. Full stop.
that's everything I have to say. No, I'm just tired. I had a long weekend this weekend, but I had shit happening every single day of said long weekend. So I did not sleep. Um, I
Were you at
went,
school yesterday?
yeah. Yeah, that's why I spent 5 hours on the phone with my dad. I couldn't have
That
done that if I was at
makes
school.
so much sense. I have not got my life together.
Yeah, no, I took care of dad yesterday, and then Sunday I went to the pumpkin farm with Dan's family. And on Saturday, my friend Rachel, it was her 25th wedding anniversary slash vow renewal. So we
I
went,
thought you were going to say birthday, and you said wedding anniversary. Those are very different ages.
correct, yeah, no. I don't hang out with people who are 25. I hang out with people whose children are almost 25.
Sure. Yeah. That makes way more sense. Makes way more sense.
Yeah. So I was with Rachel on Saturday, and then I was with Dan's family on Sunday, and then I was with my dad yesterday. And I work tomorrow, so maybe on Thursday I'll sleep.
Good plan. That sounds like a good plan. What's Thursday? There's a game. It's not Bills though. They're on a bye week, so
It's too far away Thursday. So yeah,
I feel that. Well, it's Tuesday though. We're a cool day late, so
that's
only two
true.
days. It's
Yeah. Maybe I'll just
48
like
hours.
maybe I'll just like call in sick tomorrow to just sleep.
Do it.
No, because
Do
then I have to
it.
write sub plans.
Maybe don't do it then.
Right.
Yeah. Ugh,
I know.
that's a lot.
Yeah. So I'm here. I'm tired. I had a good weekend, but it was exhausting, and I don't really know how I'm supposed to get through another week. But how are you?
Fair. I'm also tired, and I had a whole thing I was going to tell you, and I don't know what it was. So
I don't.
I have no brain. I've worked too many hours in the past like 5 days
I
that
feel that.
there's just nothing left of me. I have my swearing in on Monday, so my mom and dad are coming in this weekend. Um, and nothing makes sense in the world. We're trying to like plan a nail day because I wanted to have nice nails for the swearing in, but I wanted to get them like right before so that they would make it from swearing in to Halloween to cruise to birthday.
Yeah.
Um, and then for some reason I thought Halloween was next week, and it's not. Um, I'm just like all over the place with not knowing what date is or what's happening when. I just want to like take it out. And I'm like not even reading like real people books. Like I'm reading so many novellas. It's off the wall. Like they did Kindle Unlimited released this like spicy novella set, and it's
Yeah,
like
you were telling me about it.
yeah, did I talk about it on here?
Yeah.
Hmm,
You
that's
had like
nice.
just started reading it.
I've read half of it. There's six of them, and I've read three of them now. They're pretty good. I mean, it's Ali Hazelwood I liked. Christina Lawrence was okay. I just finished like Geisenberger or something. I Gerson something. I've
Okay.
never heard of this author, but it was set in New Orleans, and I loved that. Um, so I've just been like reading really short books because I don't have it. I don't have the capacity to like maintain it. I've been listening to audiobooks. So because I just don't have it in me to make it through regular books. What did I just finish? Um, I just finished one that was longer that I thought I was never going to get through. Oh my gosh, it's not longer. Do you know the book Tinder is the Flesh?
No.
It came out in 2020, I think, or around that time. But it's written as if it's written more like a classic novel than like a
Mm.
more modern novel. And it's obviously commentary because it came out at the 2020 times. It was commentary on 2020, on COVID, on women's rights, on this and that and the other. And like I love everything it stood for. I love the message it's putting into the world. I don't know that I've ever hated a book so much. It is like 196 pages. It is not a long book. It took me, I swear, a week and a half to read it. I read half of it and listened to the audiobook for the other half because I just couldn't get through it. But I was like, but it was such a short book, I was like, I have to finish it.
That's fair.
Like I'm
I
almost done.
I finished the next Disney Villains book and I did not like it.
Oh, which villain was it?
Lady Tremaine.
Hmm.
Yeah. It was just written weirdly and like never once for the entire book did I find a single character, including Lady Tremaine, likable.
Sure,
And I was like,
sure.
well, but the biggest problem is I'm on the third book of the Zodiac Academy, and before you texted me to tell me you were ready to record, I've hit 96% of the way through the book. And so part of why I feel like I am drunk and have a headache is because I really need to finish this book. Because the other thing is there's two main female characters, they're twins. And so like it goes back and forth with both of their stories. And the one, her love story is enemies to lovers.
I
And it
love
has
it.
been drawn
Lovers.
out for 3 books. They have not stopped being enemies. They are finally, in the last chapter of the third book, about to finally admit that they have feelings for each other. And I had to put the book down.
You're welcome. I'm just here to bring you angst and anxiety.
Yeah. So,
Um, I love that for you and hate that for you.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just like trying my best with reading. I did get an invite to do book sirens. Are you familiar with book sirens?
No.
So they do a lot of ARCs, but they do a lot more indie ARCs than like NetGalley does, or like working with a publisher or anything.
Yeah.
And I've heard about them in the past. I know other people who've done them. I think I thought about signing up with it, I just never did. But the girl who like runs it messaged me on Goodreads, and I got an inkling she would because she liked one of my reviews, and then
Mm.
like four other people followed me. And I was like, that's that's a big influx at one time.
Yeah.
And then she messaged me and she was like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" So I signed up for Book Sirens finally, after like several years of not. Nothing against them. It just I just have a lot of book
Yeah.
things going on. And so I downloaded like the shortest book I could, so I'll probably read it tonight. It's like 58 pages. But it's like a 58-page thriller. So I was like, I can at least I know I'll get through it and can leave my review. And I have like 15 or 20 days or something to review it. So
Yeah.
like plenty of time. Um, I'll get through it and leave my review and then they'll let me be on the platform. Um, but I really felt like I read a book recently that I really enjoyed. Oh, Death at Morning House. Have you read any Maureen Johnson books?
No.
They're kind of like YA thrillery, but they're not like, I mean, they have some cheesy YA elements, but they're not quite as like cheesy as a lot of YA, I guess.
Okay.
Um, but I really enjoyed it, and I had read any of her other stuff. Uh, that was probably my best book I've read recently.
Okay.
Everything else has just been little quick novellas to get me through the day. Um,
Fair enough.
yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I know I just like rambled about books and sleep and whatnot because
Yeah.
it's late and I'm sleepy. Um, so do you want to bring me some like joy?
Sure. I almost started playing a podcast instead of reading, so that's fun. So
Just what a fun event that would be.
the body is a slave to its impulses. But the thing that makes us human is what we can control. After the storm, after the rush, after the heat of the moment has passed, we can cool off and clean up the messes we've made. We can try to let go of what was. And then again, yeah, that's it.
That's it. You said that like that was a cliffhanger sentence.
Because it has an ellipses at the end.
I don't care for that. I don't care for that one bit. Okay. Now I dropped my notebook. You've made me drop my notebook with your nonsense.
I'm so
Um,
sorry.
it's fine. I forgive you. I'm freezing.
Oh my God, I'm so hot. I'm gonna pass out.
Ugh, I'm so cold. My air came back on. I don't even know if my air's on. I can't even tell. I'm just cold. Um, okay. So today, um, apologies in advance. It is 9:30 and I'm sleeping. So we'll see how this episode goes. Hopefully well. Hopefully it goes well. Um,
I have no faith.
we are talking about American Horror Story Coven, episode 12, the penultimate episode. called Go to Hell. It aired January 26th, 22nd, Nick's birthday of 2014. Um, I know that because it was my passcode on my phone for a very long time because he thought it was funny to make it a passcode that I didn't know. But now I'll never forget his birthday. So
That's Dan's
yes, it worked
birthday.
out. Did I know that? I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah.
We talked about this last year. We talked
Yeah.
about this earlier this year.
Yeah, I was like, that's Dan's birthday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My two best friends' birthdays are the same. Husband's birthdays are the same day. I love. I love. Different ages. Different ages.
Yeah. How old
His
is he?
Dan, 34.
Oh,
Dan's
Dan's
33.
35.
35?
Yeah.
He's an old man.
He is an old man.
Ugh, old man serial killers. Um, it was rated. Oh, my laptop's sorry. I'm so sorry. Everything is a disaster.
It's okay. I just want you to know, my Facebook status from January 22nd, 2014 says, it gets high for hours, then it dies. Oceans keep me up at night.
I need you to repeat that while I plug this in because I didn't comprehend it at all,
Well,
even a little bit.
I didn't comprehend it either, and I wrote it. It says, it
Yeah.
gets high for hours, then it dies. Oceans keep me up at night.
Is that like a lyric?
It must be, but I don't know what it is.
You should Google it. I bet it's gotta be there. Like what else is it gonna be?
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
Um, it sounds like you were on drugs.
yeah, it does.
To adjust my entire seating arrangement. Jesus Christ, and not fall over all at the same time. I never sit on the side of the chair, so it's a new experience for me.
Oh.
I'm changing it up today. Jesus Christ, I'm just knocking everything over. It's fine. All right. Um, while you're looking up if this is a quote or if you've a fever dream you've had, it was rated 8.1 out of 10. The number one song.
Oh,
What?
it's a high reading.
It's a oh. So you're
For
talking
the
your quote.
No, it's a high rating for the episode.
Yeah. Um, it is the number one song. It was Timber by Pitbull and Kesha, our dream team. The number one movie is still Ride Along. I don't know how this movie made it 2 weeks in a row, but I guess it's because Kevin
Yeah.
Hart's in it. Um, the number one book is The Invention of Wings by Sue Monk Kidd. I don't know this book or this author, but kudos, kudos. And on this day, uh, water vapor was detected on a dwarf planet, Ceres, Ceres, and I don't know how to pronounce that.
Ceres, I think.
Ceres. I was like, I've seen this multiple times. I do not know how to say it out loud. Roy Sakala passed away at 74. He was a sound engineer for Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, Frank Sinatra. Speaking of, did you see that John Lodge died?
I don't know who that is.
He was a writer for the Moody Blues, one
Mm.
of the TRO writers that we worked with. And it was a bummer. That was one of my favorite bands that we worked with at TRO. So really sad. I think he may have been one of the only ones left
Hmm.
that hadn't passed away yet. But that was the poster that I used to have on my house, by my desk was the Moody Blues at
Oh.
Shays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, this was the year that I don't remember. I wish I would have been involved. But Warren Buffett offered 1 billion dollars for a perfect NCAA March Madness bracket.
Wow.
God knows I would have been all over that.
Yeah, I did find it. It was in fact song lyrics. It's a song
Mhm.
called Fistral by the band A, just the letter A. I don't know who that is, I've never heard this song. I must have
Mm.
just seen the lyrics somewhere and liked them.
Yeah, I bet it was a guy, that there was a guy involved.
Um, I actually think that what happened was I used to just sit on lyric websites and read lyrics until I found one that I liked to make my status because this was right after I graduated, because I graduated college in 2013, so then January 2014 I had fucking shit to do with my life.
Yeah,
So
when you were just a crazy person.
yeah, because January 22nd, 2014 was the first day was my starting anniversary at at Dairy Queen, and then the January 22nd, 2015 was my starting anniversary at Shays.
Oh, so it's meant to be that you married Dan.
Yeah,
That's a kismet number for you.
yeah, it
Oh,
is.
I love that. I
We are
didn't know
we
that.
started dating. He asked me out on June 22nd. And 22 has always been my lucky number. It was my jersey number in high school too.
Oh,
Yeah.
my number in high school was 10.
That's
Nothing
Shakir's
good
number.
has happened.
He did shit
Oh,
in the game last night.
yeah, yeah. It's Noelle's birthday is the 10th. It's November 10th. Maybe she's my soulmate.
Maybe.
I do love her. So I guess that's fine.
All right, so Warren Buffett is giving people money that I wish I had.
$1 billion, $1 billion
Oh
for
my
the
God.
perfect
You know
man
what?
to do.
Warren Buffett also owns Dairy Queen. So the day he bought
Ah! What a time!
I
He
need to
owns
go to bed.
everything. He- People are gonna watch or listen to this episode. God, I hope you're watching so you can at least see that we're as unhinged as we sound. Because it is way past both of our bedtimes. And it's been a long day. Um, our director is Alfonso Gomez Ramble, so no, returning. Writer is Jessica Sharzer. Again, I don't think we've seen her this season, but she is returning from previous
Yeah.
seasons. And John J. Gray. And our editor is Fabian Movie. So all returning, all returning. Our guest star of the week, I almost talked about a couple weeks back because I didn't know if he would be returning for sure. But I did forget this episode existed. So here he is. It is Lance Reddick, who plays Papa Legba.
That was Lance Reddick?
Yes, yes, it was. I know. Doesn't he look crazy?
Looks crazy.
I know.
Oh,
Well, he is known for a lot of stuff,
yeah.
but up front, he is known for John Wick 1 and 2, Bosch, and White House Down. Um, Fun fact, he studied composition at Eastman Music in Rochester, which I didn't know, but I have a tie-in with Eastman because one of our writers was Alec Wilder when I worked at TRO, and so we worked like diligently with them because he had a scholarship fund with them, and all of their this is not what it is, but it's basically a museum of Alec Wilder's music.
Mhm.
Um, so we constantly were like back and forth with them and finding, and I was like digging through a lot of his old stuff because they just always had it. And so like I have
That's
a
where
little tie-in with Eastman.
that's where Jill's getting her master's.
Ah, I love Jill. I love Jill. I didn't know that. That's funny. I'll have to tell her. I'll have to tell her to go look at Alec Wilder stuff. Um, he's a huge comic fan. His favorite is Batman. Um, and he was in Jay-Z and Beyonce's music video, Oh Three, Bonnie and Clyde, which
Ugh.
I didn't know.
He
Do you have
played
some fun facts?
Well, he played Zeus in the Percy Jackson movie or TV show,
Mhm.
which of course they unfortunately only filmed season one before he passed away, which was tragic.
Oh, yeah, that was my other note was that he passed away in
20,
23.
yeah, 2023 on St. Patrick's Day in 2023. Um, why I know that?
Yeah,
Um, it's-
317.
but no, I love Lance Reddick. He's such a good actor. Um, he he's just everything that he's in.
He's literally been in everything.
Everything. No, but one of his big TV roles was in Fringe. And so
Hmm.
I love him.
One day,
One
one
day,
day we'll
well,
see that show.
yeah. But he's no, he's wonderful. Yeah. I think that's why I actually couldn't finish um Percy Jackson, is because like I couldn't
Hmm.
I like
I haven't watched it, but I haven't read it either. But I joined a buddy read in my like big Discord server to
mm,
read the series because I've never read it.
right.
So I will be reading it soon, and then I'll probably watch it because I have no self-control. I say as I haven't watched any TV that's not Bob's Burgers lately. I did start the new Wednesday season, but I haven't finished it. Um, but I truly haven't watched anything else.
Mm,
But there's a new Bob's Burger season. I know I've talked about that on here.
you
I don't
have.
care. I'm gonna talk about it
Yeah.
every week. Um,
But,
because it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far.
but yeah,
They
no, I
started with their 300th episode.
I can't believe that I didn't recognize that that was Lance Reddick as Pavlik,
I
but
mean, he's got a lot going on. He's got a
I
lot
know,
going
but
on.
he Lance Reddick has such a, I mean, and also he's using, I was gonna say he's such a distinct voice, but obviously he's using an accent and affected voice for this too, but oh, I love him.
I know. I know. Such a star.
One
Such
day
an
we'll
icon.
one day we'll watch Fringe on this freaking podcast.
I know. One day we'll finish Stargate. Never. We live here forever now. It's fun. We love
That's
it.
fine.
We love it. We do
Most
love it.
no, we
Don't make
do.
that
We
face.
do.
We do love it. It's your show.
Ugh,
Yeah. I mean, some weeks, yeah. Some weeks I want to punch it in the face, but
yeah.
what show? What show doesn't have those
Well, no,
days?
some weeks I'm just like, holy shit, this came out in 2004.
For sure, for sure. Um, well, this episode didn't. It came out
No.
2014.
Yeah.
And it starts with a black and white scene and the seven wonders. Now, I wrote down these seven wonders without their definitions and said, I'm going to make another list that tells me what each of
Oh,
these words
I know what
means.
they are. I know what they are.
Amazing. So I'm going to go one by one, and you're going to tell me what they mean when I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay, cool.
Um, Telekinesis.
Obviously, that is
That is
moving objects with your mind.
moving objects through your mind. That one I know.
Yeah.
Concilium is controlling the mind.
Yes.
I did write that one down.
Okay.
Transmutation.
Transmutation is moving your body in space and time.
Right, right,
So
right,
it's
right.
basically like apparating in Harry
Mhm.
Potter.
Divination is
Predict, like seeing the future,
like
seeing things.
seeing the
Yeah.
future, yeah. So we have the like crystal balls and whatnot.
Yeah.
Divination. Um, Vitalum Vitalis.
That's bringing people back from the dead.
Mhm.
But it's like it's interesting because they specifically they don't like the way Misty brings people back from the dead isn't what Vitalum Vitalis is. It's basically like you suck out what kills them by like putting it
Yeah.
somewhere else. So like
Mhm.
they show like witches' hands getting all gross and creepy because they like suck the death out of people.
Yeah. Descensum.
Oh.
This one I don't know what
Oh,
this means.
descensum is entering hell.
Like descent, like
Yeah,
descending into hell. I
yeah,
see, yes. And pyrokinesis, which is creating fires with your mind.
yes.
So it was only like two that I didn't remember exactly what they meant.
Yeah.
Good for me. Good for me. Because as I was watching it, I was like, I don't know what this means. So I'm glad that it came to me later in life.
Yeah.
Um, and
It
then
it does help that I know Latin.
that does help. Yes, 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 yes. Theoretically, I know some Latin,
Yeah.
because I went to law school, but you know, not a ton, not as much as I should. We're French here. I just got back done with the French law, so don't have as much Latin. Um, and so we see this black and white scene. We see all of these old witches doing all of these seven wonders and going through the trials. And it's like a little like uh blast from the past.
And it's like a little
And
history lesson on why you do the seven wonders and why you need a supreme, and it like looks like old timey
yeah,
film.
it was very neat. And I would also like to watch that film.
Yeah.
Um, but we start today with
But
Fiona.
what I have to say though is my favorite is that I did love it, but I also one of the things that I loved about it was how hard they tried to make it look like old time film without editing. Like they didn't edit it to look like old time film. They just filmed it terribly. Like it
Yeah,
was like intentionally filmed in the choppiest, most weirdest way possible.
yeah, and they used like a filter. Like
But I
it
but I
was
was like
like
I was like I was like you could have just filmed that and then like made it like 10 frames per or like made it like 10 frames per second instead of like 70 frames per second. But no,
you're
you just
right.
like intentionally filmed it badly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's wild. Um so we learned that Fiona's telling Queenie this story, and this is where we're learning about all of this background. Um and Queenie knows that really it's so Fiona can find out who the next Supreme is and kill them.
Yeah.
Obviously. And so Queenie tells Fiona that she needs to show her some respect because she's the next Supreme. And Fiona doesn't care for that. So
No.
Fiona
Which I'm gonna
chokes
be
part of her
honest.
brain.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't fucking care for that either. Like, bitch, you left
Yeah.
and then you showed back up acting like you were the queen of the fucking house.
Right. Yeah. Queenie's gotta, she needs to take a few seats because she is like, had she not left and she wanted to act as bad as Madison, whatever, everybody's doing it. But you like turned your back on your coven. That's like a
Correct.
big deal.
Yeah. You can't just walk in
So,
and demand respect from the coven that you
right.
abandoned.
And especially like the Supreme, like even if you don't like them, they're
Even
still
if
the
even
Supreme.
if you are the next supreme, bitch, you aren't yet.
Right. So
Yeah,
she
no.
chokes her while she's there.
Yeah.
And she tells her that they're going to perform the seven wonders, or she's going to perform the seven wonders on Saturday, or die trying.
Uh-huh.
And we get the credits. Um, I meant to look up notes on this because I don't know if you've watched the credits since the beginning,
I have.
but they do slightly change every week. And I have just been lazy and not made notes.
Listen, I have watched them. I have definitely had moments where I was like, I don't think that was there last week, but like it's shit that like doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I look down during the credits, and
Uh-huh.
so then like I'm fucked. But like I believe that there are things that change. Like I'm telling you, the weird winged bat creature in the woods was not there the first 2 weeks.
Mhm. Yeah, if I remember to get myself together, I will talk about this. Um, and do we do a wrap up for American Horror Story?
We have not.
I'll just talk about it next episode if I
I was
get
like,
myself together.
we have not typically done a wrap up for American Horror Story.
Yeah, that
Um,
makes sense. I'll get it together by next episode and see if I can get a quick list
okay.
of how it changes. But the past like 3 weeks, I've really started noticing like some
Which
bigger
is
changes.
probably when
And
I stopped watching because I felt like it hadn't been changing, so I gave up on watching it just in time for it to like actually change in a way where I'd
yeah,
probably notice it. So,
I was gonna say I think it's changed a little bit every week, but I feel like the last 3 or 4 episodes, it's been like, oh, I see. I see what's happened here. So I wondered. Yep, but they're slightly different.
maybe I'll just like go and watch just like a compilation video of all of the credits.
Do it, do it.
Does that even exist?
Surely, I don't know, but surely.
Yeah.
So then we go to Cordelia and Madison, and Cordelia's trying to touch Madison to see if she has gotten her sight back because she doesn't think she has. And Madison, after, burying Misty, decides she doesn't need anyone to know her secrets. And so she performs transmutation and she starts hopping around the room away from
Yeah.
Cordelia. And Cordelia is obviously like super suspicious of her. She's like, I just need to see if this works. I know it worked on you before. Why won't you just let me do it? And she's like, no reason. No reason, no worry. My body just moved again. Like super, super suspicious.
Right.
But she does eventually let her touch her, and she doesn't see anything. So it seems that her powers were a waste. Or her stabbing her eyes out to get the powers back was a waste. Which is a real bummer. Like if you stabbed your eyes out, you should at least get something for it. Um, and then we go back to Queenie, and she's gone looking for Marie Laveau, and she finds blood and Papa Legba. And she lays in her bed like in a coffin before starting her spell. And then she leaves her body and flashes back to her fast food job. So she is now done descendum. Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Descensum.
Descensum, yeah.
Descensum. And she thinks she's just like gone back in time and doesn't know what's
She's
happening.
just like, what the fuck? Why am I here?
Right. And then Papa Legba shows up and he says, that is her hell because everyone has their own hell that they're living in. And this just happens to be hers.
When I was watching that scene, I was like, what would my hell be?
I was just about to ask, what would your hell be?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I genuinely don't know.
Um,
Because like it's supposed to be like the worst like part of your life. but like I haven't really had that shitty of a life. Like
Right.
maybe it'd just be
Right.
like crashing into a deer over and over and over again.
Mm, could be, could be. Um, my issue is that like I feel like even in the worst times there were like little spots of light that I'm
Yeah,
like, like nothing was just like 100% bad. I'm sure hell could find a way to create 100% bad out of the pieces.
right,
Um, so there's that. Um, I don't know either though, because there's been a lot of bad, but a lot of like good, at least like lining it.
right. I don't know.
Definitely a depressed era for sure. That would be one where they'd start. Um, got some good time in there for that. But, wouldn't be today, which is good news. Just
That's
good news
true.
for us both
That
that
is
it wouldn't
that
be today.
that's true. No.
um, we are thriving.
My hell would probably just be my first day in Thailand where literally I couldn't do anything and I couldn't talk to anybody and
Mhm.
I didn't know anybody and every time I tried to talk to somebody they looked at me like I was fucking stupid over and over and over and over. I would be just trapped, lost with no way to communicate. That would be hell
I
for
feel like you'd
me.
like get used to that though. Like,
But that's the thing is if it just happened, started over every day, like a
and
different,
you didn't know, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. Like a Groundhog Day, but you didn't know it was Groundhog Day.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be frustrating. Um,
I don't know.
mine would definitely be a time in New York. I just don't know which one. But that's probably where the worst days were. So, you know,
My
worst
days,
and best.
my
Also
day,
best
my
days.
days in New York were also pretty rough.
New York has a way about it.
Whew.
Has a way about
Yeah.
it. Um, so he tells her that most people would be worried that they couldn't get back from hell because it turns out if you're there too long, you're now stuck.
Yeah.
Um, and so once she learns that, she obviously goes back. And when she gets home, Papa like goes there and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you've made it back. Congratulations, you're out of hell." So that's good. News for her. This is not a comfortable
So-
position. It's so we go back to Marie and Delphine, and Delphine has dismembered Marie Laveau, as she was threatened that Marie would do to her.
Yep.
And and then Queenie's telling Papa that because of this, that doesn't that mean that Marie Laveau is in breach of her duties so that like she can't she can't do it.
She can't possibly fulfill her contract with Papa
Right.
Legba if her body is spread across New Orleans in tiny
Right.
pieces.
And then we go over to Delphine, who has started giving tours of the Lalaurie Mansion. And this woman is trying to rewrite her history because she is saying that the Attic of Horrors never existed. That was a very particular area of the house, but it was never horrors. It was never horrible. Madame Lorraine was very honorable, a very wonderful person who just got a bad rap for no reason. And of course, the people on the tour are like, pretty sure she murdered a hell of a lot of people. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. These are all lies that have been made up.
Yeah.
And then we see that Queenie's outside watching her, and Queenie comes inside. And we have a quick flashback to Delphine going on the tour herself, and she is trying to correct everything. And the tour guide's like, I don't think you know what's going on here. So she tells the tour guide she left like her watch or wallet or something upstairs. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
wasn't real. And
Right.
she gets the tour guide alone and then like knocks her out, puts her in a cage, and then takes over her life and
Yep.
decides she's the new tour guide. Um,
My favorite was the fact that she was nitpicking how many people she supposedly murdered. She was like,
mhm.
You keep saying it's over 100, but it was only 62."
Yeah, yeah,
Ma'am, that is still, by
too many.
definition, a serial killer.
Right, right. Still definitely too many. Um, and so Queenie, of course, she's showing Queenie this woman that she's captured And Queenie's like, you have to let her go. Like, I don't know, like, you can start over, you can go, like, volunteer, do your time, like, volunteering, reset your life, everything can be fine. And Lalari just laughs at her. And she's like, no, thank you. This is what I do now. And she's talking about like watching people on the TV apologizing, and everybody's coming out and saying, like, sorry for being racist, sorry for being that. And she's like, all these people are such hypocrites. No one means this. They're doing it for show, which is probably true. Um, she's like, so I'm gonna say it. I don't mind. I don't care. I don't regret anything I've done or said.
Nope.
It's like, okay, well, you killed a lot of people. These people like aren't nice, but you murdered people. Those are
Right.
different things. Um, and then I said, Queenie kills her? Question? Because we're left with a little bit of a conundrum. So
Um,
we go,
I do also want to point out that one of the people that she was watching on TV with this whole fake apology thing was Paula Deen, and it was like
yeah,
just that year that the whole like Paula Deen like um
racist.
scandal racism
Yeah.
ordeal came out. It was like the summer
Hmm.
of that year, like of so June of 2013. So
Ryan Murphy is not nothing if not a social commentator. Like
correct.
100%. Um, yeah, and so then we go to Fiona who's having her portrait done. Um, and she is like her nose starts bleeding. She's obviously getting way worse. Like
Yeah.
she says she feels like she only has like a couple of weeks left. Like he's really on the verge of like not surviving. And Cordelia goes to ask her about Queenie and the Seven Wonders. She's like, "Did you say this?" And Fiona's like, "Yeah, 100%. Absolutely." And she starts telling her, she's like, and she's like talking about not having her side or whatever. She's like, here's the thing, like, it's inside of you. Like, if it's happened before, you still have that power. You just
Right.
like don't really know what you're doing with it. And so she's like being very kind because she's about to die and all this nonsense. And she's like, I want to give you, my mom's necklace that I was never allowed to touch. And she's like, I know the feeling. Um,
Yeah.
and so she gives her the necklace, and as soon as she does, she gets her sight back, but in a different way.
Yeah.
So instead of seeing the past, she's starting to see the future. And so, of course, she asked for the ring to go along with it to get a stronger power. And Fiona's just like, absolutely, whatever you want. And she sees Madison, Zoe, Queenie, et al. Dead, including herself, dead. They have been like massacred in the Robichaux house. They have bullet wounds. And Fiona is taking back the necklace and going on her way. And oh, and so this is when Cordelia asks for the ring that goes with it because
Yeah.
she has all these powers. And then she goes to find the Axeman, and she tells him that she sees everything. She's like, I know exactly what Fiona's gonna do. Bless you. She's like, bless you.
Thank you.
She's like, I see the future. I see this. Like, this is what's happening. She's gonna leave all of us behind after killing us, and she's gonna leave you behind too. And she shows him the boarding pass that Fiona has already bought to leave the country.
Yeah.
And he like doesn't want to believe it, but he just does what it is. Um, and so then we go back to Misty's room, and so now that Cordelia knows that she has this power back, she's trying to use it to find Misty. And she hears her singing Landslide, of course. What else?
Of course.
And she sees that she's in the graveyard, and she takes Queenie, and Queenie is real fussy. She has got a lot of attitude for someone who
She
has
sure
abandoned her
does.
coven. But they unbury Misty, who seems dead, but she's not.
Don't worry.
She comes back to life. And then we go over to Myrtle and Madison. And they're talking about like the growing, like the nightshade, and then telling Madison where Queenie and Cordelia have gone, because of course they've told Auntie Myrtle. And then at the same moment, Zoe and Cal come back. So they were gone for all of like a day or
45
whatever.
seconds.
Right. But they're back, and we get a flashback, and we see that they did make it to Florida. Hallelujah, they've made it to Orlando. However, they're hanging out on a tree at a tree, just like chilling, and a homeless man comes by and starts yelling at them to tell him like that's his space. And Kyle loses it and kills this man. But don't worry, Zoe brought him back. So now she thinks, again, she's convinced she's supreme and she
Right.
needs to come back and take over. So she's saying all of this when Misty comes in and just starts beating the crap out of us. She slaps her and then starts a whole fight with her. Um, and everyone's just like letting it happen, which is fair. Everyone's probably like, yeah, she really needs to be slapped around a bit. Like,
Right.
God knows. Um, and then, oh, alas, the X-Man comes in and he's covered in blood. And he, da, 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 da. Let's see. Yeah, so he's covered in blood, and Cordelia says it's Fiona's. So then we get a flashback where Fiona's going to talk to the X-Man, and he's asking her about boots for fishing, like just trying to casually ask about their like future together. And then he tells her that Cordelia stopped by, and he calls her out for running away without him. But as Fiona does, she just admits to it. She's like, you know what? Absolutely. I should have told you this is what it is. And he is devastated.
Devastated.
My God, he's devastated. Um, so he axes her. Yeah. Because what other solution
What?
is there?
Yeah. Right?
Yep. So now we're back to the present where they're all in the house, and Cordelia says that she sees what happened and that Fiona was fed to the gators. Like she is gone, gone.
Oh my God. And then Misty goes, I can't put you
Yeah.
back together.
Yeah. And so Kyle offers to kill him because he's, the guard dog. And Madison's like, absolutely not. I'm gonna do this. I'm the next Supreme. I'm killing him. But then, alas, they all summon knives and stab him to death once again.
I have to say, at first, before the decision of who was gonna kill him came up, Myrtle, for some fucking ungodly reason, starts going off about how you can't kill him because he can't be evil because music is never evil and there's music in the soul, and she starts quoting fucking Cervantes and she's like saying all the shit, and Kyle, Mr. hasn't said a coherent sentence in 13 episodes, just goes, well, Cervantes hasn't met this fucking asshole. And I was like,
I know. Where did you learn this? Like,
I,
what? When?
I, when I tell you I cackled out loud, I could not believe that that was what the dialogue was.
Jesus. I know. I know. That's how Jessica Shars
But
are
also, like,
writing.
fuck you, Myrtle.
Truly. Oh, God, I hate her so much. I hate her so much.
Because if
Um,
if he had just come in and been like, I killed Fiona and I am so angry, please be my friends, it would be one thing. But he came in fucking hot, swinging an axe, saying that they
whew,
all had to pay for Fiona being a piece of shit. So we're just gonna let him live because he plays good music,
right.
ma'am.
And also, like, we know what happened the last time he did this. Like, he knows what happened the last time he did this. The same thing happened the last time he did this. The witches came after him and stabbed him to death. Like, what? Did you think it was
Yeah.
going to go differently? Like, I don't know what he thought walking into a coven like that. But
No, ma'am.
obviously nothing. Obviously he wasn't thinking clearly. Um, but yeah. And so then we get what appears to be another flashback. And Lalari and her daughter, Borkita, are caged up by the slaves, it seems. However, then we see Marie walk in. It seems Marie has caged them all up. And she's feeding Borkita Lalari's blood. And then Marie realizes that she's in her own hell. And Papalekba shows up and says they're both basically in hell because Delphine is now caged up by the slave she wanted to control. And Marie Laveau has spent all of her life trying to protect other people, and now she's torturing them. Um,
But this also, he got real sassy because she says, "I've all I've ever done was try to protect people," and he just looks her dead in the eye and goes, "And how many babies did you kill? Like,
yeah,
bitch, don't like
yeah,
don't make yourself out to be a saint when you did shitty things to get what you thought would like sure you helped people, but you also sold your soul to the literal devil to do that."
right. Yeah, he's like, he had to explain to her that like all of this is what like that may be the only like only thing she's done. It's a big thing, obviously. But, like the
Yeah.
rest of her life may have been spent doing good deeds and protecting people and doing this, but like literally stole a baby from every year to make
Hmm.
herself immortal. Like, and that was the moment her soul was gone. And so like she should have known she would end up here as well.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the Robichaux house, and they've hung up Fiona's portrait, and they are all talking kindly about her, except Cordelia, who says she was a horrible Supreme. And then this coming Sunday, they will all be tested for the Seven Wonders. And that is the end
Yes.
of our episode. Ah, so sorry. I was trying to look up the and through my phone. So what do you think? What are your thoughts?
This was my favorite episode so far, because I felt like everything ended like in a good place to like
Yeah,
be a penultimate episode. Sometimes like in that second to last episode, I feel like there's still too much shit like open. And obviously like they still have to decide who the new Supreme is, but like it's very obvious that like that is the plot of the next episode. Like we closed up the voodoo stuff, we closed up the Axeman stuff, we closed up the witch killer stuff. Now it is just down to like the last major story arc, and they're gonna do an episode about it, and like then the season's gonna end in, and I'm not saying it's gonna be a quote unquote happy ending. I'm sure it's not, because like that's what the show is. Like,
right.
but like
But it's
instead of
gonna be a
having,
good ending.
it's going to be a good ending because they everything that they introduced, they closed in a way to build to this finale being a single finale, which I appreciate because I hate when they go into the finale with too many loose ends open and you don't know how they're going to figure out a way to wrap it all up at once.
Yeah, yeah, that's all. That's all very, very fair.
I
It's
do hope, my one hope for the finale is that somebody fucking punches Myrtle in the face.
you and me both. You and me both. That's what I'm hoping for. Um, Let me see. I was on Lanthrotic trivia still. Let me try again. Um, da, 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 da. Um, hmm. Nope, none of this matters.
That's good.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, no, that doesn't, no, there's no trivia that matters. So,
Yay.
yeah, so as you mentioned, this is the penultimate episode. We have one episode left to tie everything up. Um, and I think I don't remember everything about the ending. I remember the ending, but I don't
Yeah.
remember everything about this episode. But of course, we do get to the Seven Wonders, obviously. Um, and it is just a wild ride. Like, even though, like, this is a lot of people's favorite season, for the whole show, it is not mine. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love this
Yeah.
season. I love the New Orleans. I love the voodoo stuff. Like, I love all of it. But I don't know that I'd say it's like top season for me. Um, but it
I
does
will,
flow really
yeah,
well.
I will say it, I'm having a really hard time with deciding where it falls. Asylum is definitely the bottom of the three we've seen so
Yeah,
far. But as a whole, in terms of the depth of the characters, the whole cast of characters, if I had to like pin the whole season, I think I do like this season more than Murder House. But I still think Murder House has like one or two of the best written episodes of any TV show I've ever seen.
I love Murder House.
And
Murder House
like
is still my favorite of the three.
and I think even if I, as a whole, vibes wise and content wise, like this season better, I don't think I can put it ahead of Murder House because I just still cannot get over Tysa and Evan's storyline in Murder House. I think it's one of the best written things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's oh, I get chills just thinking about it. It's
Yeah.
wild. I do love the ending of this season too, though. I really it's such a well written season, and it I like the way it ends. It's wild though. It's wild though. So stay tuned for that. We have a couple weeks before you actually watch it because we're off next week. Um, so
Well, not on the podcast, us
yeah, yeah, yeah,
recording.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Please come back on Thursday, Sunday, and then Thursday.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so in the meantime, if you have thoughts, feelings,
No,
etc.,
no, no, I didn't get to
what?
punch
Oh my
him.
gosh,
I
who do you
didn't
want
get
to
to
punch in the
punch
face?
anybody.
I kept
I'm
talking because I thought I forgot something, and then I was like, I guess I did.
no, I'm gonna punch Madison. She's
Hmm.
just like a little bitch, and the whole fight with Misty just pissed me off, and yeah,
Yeah, I probably would have punched her too, but because you punched her, I'm gonna punch Queenie.
valid, because she's
Because
also
she's
pretty shitty.
awful. This episode at least. I mean, we've
Yeah,
had some good Queenie times, but she's
yeah.
awful right now. So who's your MVP?
This is so stupid,
God help
and it's
me.
not a correct answer. But I picked Kyle. It's not the correct answer by any means, but his reaction to the Axeman, I just was like, yes.
That's so funny. That's such a good one.
Ugh.
I thought you were gonna pick one of my two and you didn't.
So
So
now you actually have to pick between your
I'm
two.
gonna pick one. I think I'm gonna go with Cordelia because she did a lot of work to figure things out and
Yeah.
is really trying to straighten out the house. But my other one would have been Misty for slapping the hell out of Madison.
Which is
Um,
fair. I thought about
so-
Misty. I thought about Misty, but I was like, if I had to pick, if I'm not picking based on the entire episode and I'm picking just based
right.
on singular moments, I have to pick Kyle's singular moment over Misty's singular
Fair.
moment.
Yeah, that's totally fair. But yeah, Cordelia.
To be fair, I also almost picked Papa Legba for telling Marie Laveau she would fuck right off.
Also would have been a fair pick though. Also would have been a fair pick. And
Uh,
more frequently this episode than Kyle or Misty. So,
true.
you know, it's fine. Yeah, so now that we've punched people and whatnot,
Yeah.
if you want to talk to us, you can email us, deathandaliens@gmail.com. You can find us on all of the social media at Death and Aliens. You can find me at CECloud13.
And you can follow me everywhere at EMKAY_superstar.
And we'll see you Sunday for Stargate Atlantis.
Bye.
Bye.